This lesson, we will talk about research gathering, and we are going to work with this character provided created and provided by me. Yeah, we are going to draw a character illustration of her. Right. Previously, we have talked about pinups, mural and graphic design, narratives. And for this time, we are going to set the intention as that the character would be used for a stream loading screen or stream waiting screen. So these are the few intentions that I have to use her illustration for. So I already set a canvas that is 1920 times 1000, and this is going to be the aspect ratio we are going to stick to because this is going to be a loading screen. So let's bump this up to double. I normally like to work bigger, so I will bump it to at least 4K wide for the lowest width, and yeah, let's continue. So for composition, I've done some research, and I have looked at other creators who have done Succubus. And we can definitely take a look about how they pose them and how they composite their character. And you can see, right, here, this is a very centric kind of look. The composition line flows in like that, like that, like that, like that, right? So everything's pointing towards her, therefore we can see her clearly, and she will continue to be the center of attention. This is one way we can frame her. Even look at this, like the white here, to push her silhouette out even more. And this is a very, very classic and very, very well executed composition right here. And here we go a little bit more towards the posing a pin-up, right? And I really love this pose because it shows the sexiness of the character, a little bit of playfulness, and at the same time that we have very nice, very, very nice composition lines that leads us back to her, right? This is all intentionally created by the character so that we will look at her, right? Of things pointing back to her. And this is, therefore I'm using this as a reference. And then we have this. At this point, I'm not sure if we can try to make a bigger wing for the character that I've made. And yeah, we can definitely, so we can definitely try to exaggerate since this is a character I made. But if I do not want to exaggerate the wings, then I will find another way to frame her in this way. So this is definitely a way, like a reference that I like. So I would definitely use it to consider it for when I'm doing the thumbnail sketching, right? Because this is very circularly framed, and your character is inside this very well framed silhouette, right? So it's definitely very good for a loading screen like that. Imagine you have a character that is like circular. You can place it to the side, and then maybe she's like sitting right here, and you can have like your notes here, right? Or she can literally be in the center of it, right? She can literally have like some wings like that, be in the center of it, and she can sit inside it, like any way I want to do it, right? Yeah, and then there is also, the standard triangular composition. That if you want to show dominance, like you want to convey dominance and you want to convey a very centric kind of composition, this is one of the best composition that a lot of artists would use. And then you can see that the artist is also very smart to use some very abstract kind of motion to lead us back to the character, so we follow the action of it. So these are things that we can definitely look into. Oh, I accidentally draw over the reference, but it's fine. And then let's move to poses and references. I myself like to use photos of realistic like humans or figurines, because they already have a 3D forms that is working for the character, and they probably look good in every angle you took of them. So referencing something that's 3D will definitely give you less problem later, because you can know that, okay, this form work in the 3D space. So when you draw the character, you can try to change up your camera angle and the character will still probably look good enough. You can probably change it a little bit just to match what you want. Right, so these are the poses that I really think that it suits the character. So let's talk about every one of them, why I like each of them. So for this pose, I mean, it's clean and clear, right? We can see that. Okay, we can see that she herself already made up for a very nice composition. There's a very nice line of action like that. And yeah, we are definitely focusing on this part, right? So this gives us space to put text here, probably even text here, right? So I think that this piece itself is already a very nice composition along with the pose. So I definitely try to draw a composition, a sketch out a composition that uses this reference. This pose can be a bit tough because we will have because we are looking at her in a very there's a foreshortening to the leg, and the leg will look bigger than the character, right? So this is a little bit tedious for us to use, but definitely keep it in mind because it's still a sexy pose that we can try out. Maybe you see it has a wing, right? And do so many things to break up the silhouette, make her look even more interesting. We can even like make her lean backwards a little bit so that she look better, right? And then there are several more playful gesture and poses that I try. Maybe we can give her a pole dance. She's a sexy character. Maybe we can give her a pole dance. She can be pole dancing and doing a very classic peanut poses like that. And the poses is already like, it's already a good composition by itself. As we can see, it has a very nice C and S, right? So there's a lot of things we can do with this kind of composition. I like this for its. I really like the way this character is presented. We can show the sexiness of the legs, right? And then we have very nice composition right here that maybe we can even give her, maybe not a chair, but a carpet, flying carpet, or we can try something different. Maybe she's sitting on top of a clock tower. Maybe there's a huge circle behind her, like we talked about the previous class, that we can always frame her with a circular shape, right? The graphic design element will come into play, and then she can be chilling here. She can be doing something sexy, maybe arching her back a little bit more, maybe tilting her head a little bit more, maybe playing with her tail here as well. There's a lot we can also use this reference as our guidelines. And then, oh, here I wanted to talk about universal composition that is not going to be used in this picture, but it's good to know in general. But if I want to have a picture that can be used in a portrait or landscape, I would do it in this way, right? I will put a lot of focal point in the middle, and then we can frame it in a way that this is the focal point, right? But in this case, I have not decided. Perhaps we can try something like that so that I can use the poster, like the drawing, for different purposes. Maybe for a loading screen, maybe for a print, maybe portrait of the print and landscape of the print. And then we have some close-up poses of the character here. And close-up is generally for this. So these are very Pinterest-worthy or Instagram-worthy pictures. Go through Instagram every day. You probably will see this kind of very sexy or interesting pictures references, right? And yeah, since they are already made as a clickbait, they probably is also very good as a loading screen, right? For my channel. And yeah, and this one is also pretty good right here. Imagine this is the Succubus. We have a wing, another wing. We have space here for the text. We have space here for the text. So there's a lot of things we can play. I really love this composition. The only downside to this composition is that I feel that the head is a little bit off-centered. But still, it has potential. We can definitely try something out when I'm doing the thumbnails. Right? And these are definitely much more focused on expression, showing all her body. And this picture itself is already a very good composition by itself. There's S curve, there's V shape, there's S curve, there's a lot of lines. Even the armpit here is pointing back into the scene, and then her face here. I mean, these are very dynamic poses that we can definitely try, or we can just show off the character's body. So far, these are all ideas that I gathered. I have not tried out yet, so we can definitely try something out as we are doing the thumbnailing stage. Okay, that's it for this class, and stay tuned for the next class, and we will be doing thumbnailing.